All right, welcome to the program. Thank you guys for checking us out. We're here at ACC Kickoff in Charlotte. Quick note: I wanted to thank some folks today for helping us get up here, including my buddy Dennis Wilson, friend of the program, also Ben Simmons. Those guys, thanks a lot for that. Thought I'd give you a couple little things here. Be looking up for the channel here. We're gonna have got to talk with Grayson McCall, the quarterback for the folks at let's see here. The quarterback for NC State. And he talked a little bit about the way that NC State's overlooked, etc. And he talked about how he's fitting into the system there. You Tennessee fans, you guys play NC State, what, week 2? I want to catch that interview with Grayson McCall. That'll be up here not too long from now. We've also got stuff from Cade Klubnik, and we also have comments from Phil Moffa. So Moffa talked a little bit about the development that he's had. Hey, what's up, Blake? From when he started with the program. So we got some good info there too. Then we got pause the mic sending me messages here. It says, look at that mug. Yeah, there you go. Appreciate that positive, Mike. Anyway, so all kind of cool stuff going on here at ACC Kickoff. Peg and Megan joining the program. Thank you, sir. But just real quick before I get out of here, Radio Row is kind of getting a little bit empty here. But I want to check in a minute before I get out of here. We did talk with Dabo Sweeney today, who seemed uber calm. Cade Klubnik, by the way, there's talk that he gained about 24 pounds over the summer since last fall. But I think he's checking in at like 207 for those that are following along with that. Also got to talk with Barrett Carter. Barrett Carter is a very, you can just tell he is a driven individual. So pretty cool to chat with him. I'll have all the stuff up here on the channel in the next couple of days. The big thing is I have to get it cut up and all that, and that just takes time. Yeah. So one of the cool parts about going to these things is that you meet a lot of cool people, but the big thing that I noticed was, as far as radio goes, it's like they're either you're driven or you're not. There are people that are up here. I mean, think about this. Whatever kind of fan you are, wouldn't you love to be in search of conferences, kickoff, media days, whatever? And you got people that are up here that are getting paid by someone to come and cover this conference, and they're bitching about it. It just kills me up inside. I use Jackpot as an example. Jackpot would be like, he would be over the top happy to be here today, or following his Gamecocks down in Dallas or whatever. So anyway, it's one of those things that just kind of bugs me a little bit. Peg and Meg with a good point, says he'll need those pounds when he plays Georgia. Look, he still looked awful skinny to me. And I've got pictures and stuff that we're going to post, but he still looked awful skinny to me. Really, really did. I don't know. There's kind of a rumbling where some folks here think, wow, Clemson may give them a good game. I don't know. Peg and Meg with a good point. Could be working on a roof in the South for $20 an hour. Yeah. But the other part is there's a lot of them here that just don't have any, they can't string sentences together. So it's like, there was a guy sitting next to us that has his own morning show, and he didn't even know the people that were coming to interview with him. I mean, how do you not do that bit of research? What a mess. What an absolute mess. Anyway, we'll have full comments up from all of the folks we got to interview with today. Matt Brown coming in with the baby blue Jordans, pretty cool. All kinds of cool stuff here in Charlotte. Um, we Nothing really was set on fire today, as far as we didn't have. Normally, you have like some sort of, this happened or that happened or whatever, but nothing real newsworthy happened, to be honest with you. So there's that. But it was interesting to get in front of some of these folks that are going to be hopefully making plays this fall, regardless of what team you support. I think the most interesting one was McCall, the former quarterback from Coastal, who is trying to make his way there at NC State. And he talked about Dave Doran and the program having a, what's the word I want to use? Like, yeah, they have a chip on their shoulder. And that's why he came here, is because he has a chip on his shoulder. And I'm like, brother, I don't know why you have a chip on your shoulder. I mean, maybe it was in the recruiting process. I don't know. But I do know that at Coastal Carolina, you were one of the most well thought of group of five quarterbacks, trying to make it, I guess, in the big conference. So I'm not in the Capitol building. I'm on Radio Row at the Hilton Uptown in Charlotte, so the Queen City. That's where I'm at today. Anyway, so there's that. Filling out my ACC bracket, or my ACC preseason ballot. For those that are wanting to be in the know, the top three, it's funny. I do not want to take Octavia with me. But no, my top three is Clemson, SMU, and then Florida State. And then I'm debating between Miami and NC State at 4. That may not be correct, but that's the way that I feel at this point in July. So there's that. All right, so let me see here. I can let's see if I can invite some folks here. Can I put that in the chat? I don't know if I can actually add in the chat from here. Let's see here. Yeah, good point, Big Barney Ross. Comments. I can't add that in the chat here. That's a mess. All right, well, we'll have to do it without calls today. But as always, I appreciate you guys. Move is going to run through the ACC. We'll see. I think there's a big drop-off after number 4. 5 down is going to be difficult, in my opinion. So we'll see how that works out as the season goes along. Anyway, if you guys have questions there, you can put them in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer them as we get set to pack it in here and head home. What's kind of funny is that they're going to, here shortly, I'll post a bunch of pictures on our Facebook page, but be sure to check that out. But the place is all dolled up now, but they literally, the workers are over there getting ready to just shred all of this stuff. All the banners and all that are hanging around, all that will be gone. The last interview was done at 4 o'clock today, and it will be lights out, after that. Tim, we haven't heard anything about lawsuits, etc. The fireworks on the first day, I think that's probably why they scheduled Clemson and Florida State away from the first day, so that they wouldn't have the opportunity to, let the commissioner have his moment there, I guess. So, no, none of the other schools seem to care. It's, it's kind of it's interesting in that, they don't really seem to care. I know it sounds kind of silly, but they really don't seem to care. I can tell you this. There were more people here on the days that Florida State and Clemson were here compared to the other days by far. Now, they did have North Carolina here today, and obviously it's in Charlotte, so you're going to get some folks here for that. But in the end, it comes down to, it's the Clemson and Florida State Conference until someone says otherwise. So, but that's a good question, though. Are they giving them a lot of grief? Yeah. It's interesting, too, to see like the players kind of walk past each other, and there's no, there's just like a little nod of the head with some of them, and then some of them know each other. But interesting to see how some of them that'll play each other this year. I don't know. I kind of follow along with that. I mentioned Barrett Carter earlier. He is a driven dude. You can already tell, and worthy of the chatter that he may be an All-American this season. All right. What else do we have today? I think that's about it, to be honest with you. We'll have a full rundown tomorrow, and I'll give you the full everything I got there. Wayne Whiteside, friend of the program, says, "Hey, brother, you're getting a bit thin on top. Join the club." Well, Wayne was bald at 10. Just throwing that out there. He's bald at 10. I have hair. She's blonde. It's like strawberry blonde, brother. Peg and Megan says, Barrett who? Well, see, go and ask Kirby Smart about Barrett Carter, because Georgia wanted him, and they thought that he was going to go to Georgia, and he just basically told them, no, I don't want to play there. So that's kind of what happened. And I asked him about that, and he said, man, I made a lot of people angry making that decision. And I was like, yeah, I remember covering your announcement, and the Georgia fans that were in the chat room were literally, oh, he's coming to Georgia. He would never go to Clemson. And he says, I'm going to Clemson. And then they're like, oh, well, we backed off of him. We didn't want him. Biggest bunch of horse shit you'll ever see in your life. So there's that. Anyway, interesting stuff with that. All right, well, I don't mean to cut this short today, but my battery is running low, and I left my camera at home. Beth says you get a lot of Georgia players. Yeah, at Clemson they do. They absolutely do. Big Barney Ross. I'm not going to answer Jay's question because Jay is dumb. Rob is catching delusionatonus from the UF fans. No, I'm just being honest. He had offers from Georgia and Clemson, and he chose to go to Clemson. Sorry, if that hurts your feelings. I don't know what else to tell you there, man. Don't know what else to tell you. Anyway, yeah, you can't even spell correctly there, Peg and Megan. You're spelling like Octavian. I agree with Big Barney Ross about the folks at Florida State. Yep, you're right about that. One of the things that was interesting is that I think we had like 25 players that we went through interviews here this week. And of the 25, 18 were transfers from last season. So what does that tell you? That tells you that, I mean, these coaches they're depending a lot more on that transfer portal than anybody else. I mean, that's just the way that it is. So, yeah, interesting to say the least. All these transfer guys, we talked to a guy from the safety from Syracuse who transferred in from Texas A&M, and his brother, he'll be a senior, but his brother is going to be a sophomore at Syracuse. It's just weird how the transfer portal can change so many programs. So, yeah, interesting stuff there, and plenty more stories from here at ACC Kickoff. Let's see. Any other questions that we have out there? All right. Well, we appreciate you guys for checking us out. And tomorrow, full episode of the Rundown. Interviews that we pulled here today. I'll have those up for you shortly. All kinds of good stuff. And as always, I appreciate all of you guys. And we shall see you tomorrow.